Rogues, the sneaky snakes of Dungeons & Dragons. Here's another batch of 3 subclasses to add variety to your criminally creative characters, made by yours truly. Take command and give orders as the honcho archetype, the big cheese, numero uno, the boss upstairs. Regardless of your preferred moniker, one thing is for certain. You sit as king at the top of the mountain. Well, your mountain at the very least. Be you the head of a multi-continental crime ring, or the extrovert in a small group of friends, you use your cunning and wit to lead others to success and profit. Boss knows best. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain expertise with an additional skill that you have proficiency with. You gain expertise in another proficient skill at 6th level. This feature helps cement the idea that a honcho is someone that knows what they're talking about and should be listened to, which is a characteristic that most, if not all, leaders should have. Chain of command. Starting at 3rd level, you can shout orders and advice from a distance to point people in the right direction. You are able to use the help action as a bonus action. It has a range of 30 feet. What can I say? I'm a sucker for turning notoriously individual-driven classes and turning them into team players. If you watched my last video about barbarian subclasses, you would already know that. Get your hands dirty. Starting at 9th level, you set an example for others by doing it yourself. Whenever you successfully land a sneak attack, allies that see it happen gain 1d4 to their attack rolls until the beginning of your next turn. Also, if you successfully make a saving throw or a skill check, allies that see it happen gain 1d4 to their next saving throw or skill check of the same type. I like the design of this feature because it allows for passive support for just doing what you would want to do as a rogue anyway. Not only does it give the honcho a mentor functionality, this gives the player ways to help teammates without expending actions every round. You mess with one of us starting at 13th level, the loyalty you fostered amongst your crew is paid back in spades. Whenever a creature damages you in combat, allies within range can use their reaction to make an attack roll against the creature with advantage. This is a combat buff that makes a honcho get treated as a high priority target. Gang up on them! At 17th level, you whip your crew into a frenzy and make them go all out. As an action, you allow a number of allies equal to your proficiency modifier to move up to half their movement speed and make a single attack against any creature within their range. You can use this ability once per short or long rest. Being the capstone of this subclass, I wanted to make sure that the theme of boss and subordinates was emphasized. A lot of the functionality of this subclass stems from the company you keep, so it makes sense for the final feature to be a big group command. Overall, I think this is a fun subclass to work with when you want to play as someone who takes charge. Pilfer daydreams and steal memories with the Recollector. Information, forbidden knowledge, the darkest of secrets. You know more than anything else that these things are more valuable than any shiny bauble. You specialize in theft of a very specific variety. You steal memories, daydreams. Even the intrusive thoughts are yours for the taking. Plain to see. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you can read the cliff notes of people's inner monologue just by looking at them. You gain advantage on insight checks on creatures with an intelligence of 6 or higher. You also learn the Encode Thoughts cantrip. Does anybody use this cantrip? I've never seen anyone willingly pick it up as is. It seems super interesting function-wise, which is what motivated an entire subclass built on using it. Just my imagination. Starting at 3rd level, your presence takes up less real estate in the minds of your enemies. You have advantage on stealth checks when using your cunning action to hide after successfully landing a sneak attack. Who doesn't love a little bit of Elder Scrolls logic in their games? Sorry, gonna go on a tangent here. Y'all seen those YouTube videos that are labeled like RPG NPC behavior, right? Or some shit like that? You ever notice that it's just literally like Elder Scrolls NPCs every single time? Like you could just say it's from Skyrim. Everybody knows it's Skyrim. You can just say that. Anyway, sorry, tangent over. Faving on my mind. Starting at 9th level, you can access the minds of others as easily as you can jiggle open a lock. Once per short or long rest, you can cast the Detect Thoughts spells without verbal, somatic, or material components. Also, creatures with a wisdom score of 18 or below make the wisdom saving throw to resist you probing deeper into their mind at disadvantage. Creatures with intelligence or wisdom scores below 12 fail the saving throw automatically and additionally don't know their mind is being probed. Forget me not. Starting at 13th level, not only can you peer into people's minds, you can shape them to suit your needs. Once per long rest, you can cast the Modify Memories spell without verbal or somatic components. If you cast it on a creature while hidden from them, they make their wisdom saving throw at disadvantage. You cast the spell at 5th level, increasing to 6th level when you reach level 17. It's at this point that the Recollector starts cooking with gas. Not only getting both spells that work with Encode Thoughts, they get to play with people's minds better than most who pick up those spells anyway. What was I doing? At 17th level, you've learned to walk through the world without leaving footprints in people's memory. As an action, you can choose to be forgotten by anything that is currently not looking at you. This effect lasts 10 minutes and can be used once per long rest. Creatures that are not looking directly at you treat you as if you're hidden and are completely silent. If a creature breaks line of sight with you, they immediately forget any interaction they've had with you up until that point until they see you again. Attacking a creature allows them to remember you like normal until you successfully hide from them again, in which case they'll forget again. Hey, look at that, it's another reference. If you can guess the reference, put it in the comments below. You won't win anything, but it's better for me analytics-wise, so please do it. Thank you. Last but not least, stoke the fires of revolution with the Promethean. You've been told of those who'd steal the warmth of the fireplace, the light of a torch, and the power of the sun if given the chance. Those who control such necessities are arrogant above all else, certainly not worthy of praise. You've learned to use this heat to spark rebellion and turn nations. Burning questions. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you'll learn the Draconic and Primordial languages. Searing identity. Starting at 3rd level, you can call upon the physical representation of heat. You'll learn the Produce Flames and Control Flames cantrips. Attacks using the Produce Flames can be used for sneak attacks. If it wasn't obvious already, the inspiration behind the subclass is a mixture of the myth of Prometheus stealing fire from the gods and the nomenclature of societal revolution. I feel this fits well as a rogue subclass considering they're more prone to being anti-establishment more than any other class. Melting Matriarch. Starting at 9th level, you can cause the crowns of kings to scald and boil the heads they rest upon, and can swing fire like a sword. You can cast the Heat Metal or Flame Blade spell once per short or long rest. You are able to handle metal that has been affected by your Heat Metal spell without any harm. Additionally, you can use the Flame Blade for sneak attacks and it no longer requires concentration. You can cast these spells at 2nd level, increasing to 3rd level at level 13, and 4th level at level 17. Your spellcasting modifier for these spells is either Charisma or Intelligence. Something I enjoy doing when giving spells as a subclass feature is to make the spells have extra effects that you wouldn't get otherwise as a regular spellcaster. The Arcane Trickster set that example and I gladly continue the practice. Flames of Change. Starting at 13th level, you can better protect yourself and others from being burned at the stake. You gain resistance to fire damage. As a bonus action, you can create a 30-foot aura around yourself that makes any allies within it resistant to fire damage. This aura lasts 1 minute and can be used once per short or long rest. Fight like a phoenix. At 17th level, you're able to walk through an inferno and come out the other side. When you would take fire damage, you instead gain hit points equal to the damage you would have taken. You are not able to heal off the fire damage you generate using your own spells or the cantrips of others. Originally, this was going to be yet another mechanic based on the myth of Prometheus, who was cursed to forever be eaten alive by vultures for his crimes, regenerating his lost body parts every day. But I thought that was kind of a bummer to imply that the player had to be punished for starting a revolution. I instead changed it to where the player is incentivized to fight it out even when the world is burning around them. Now your wizard doesn't have to worry as much about their fireball placement. There we go, another set of subclasses for you to use in your own games. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. The next one is going to be about monks, so look forward to that. Go to bethematch.com to make sure that you got bone marrow that somebody might need because they might need the bone marrow. Thanks. Bye.